And we got a Tusk, Bulba Tusk again. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if he's bored in these games. He just wants to win. He's gonna
Yeah,
play Tusk every single game.
I heard he's kind of try hard like that in pubs. I imagine you've played with him a fair share in pubs. Is he as try
Yes.
hard in the pubs as he is in these games too?
Oh yeah. Oh definitely, definitely. It's in his blood. I don't know something about that guy. He can't turn it off, and it's commendable. It makes games really fun because when people are trying really hard and it's intense and it's fast, it's exciting. But definitely when you're playing with somebody like Bulba in a game, when you're playing a high level game like that, it can be exhausting. You can play like two or three of those games. I don't know how these people have the energy for it. I don't know
Uh,
how they do it.
that's so wild. I'm sure there's also people out there who play in the slums like myself who would love to have somebody who can take control of a game like that and just tell me, master, what do I have to do with my
It's
helpless
hard though. It's
skills?
like go here, go here, go here, do this, do this. No, 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 let's go smoke. It's like, oh god, dude, I'm trying to chill, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go play Minecraft after this. I need to relax.
Well, yeah, I'm sure a lot of the higher skilled pub players have their own ideas on what they feel is success in that game, and Bulba could come in and flex like, hey, listen, I got major wins, I got all
True.
this going for me. I imagine those games can be quite stressful, but all right, look
Oh
at
yeah.
this. Look at these cores coming out near the back end of this. We got Ursa, who has been in the shadows for a while. Showed up early on in ESL, but seems to be very niche at times. And then the Beast Coast Morphling here. So Ursa seems like a very run and gun, fast tempo core. It seems like EG are trying to flex their strategies a bit. Jenkins. Game number one, they have the AM, and it was a fast AM given that he had a lot of those kills, but it's still an AM game. Now they shift over to Ursa. Evil Geniuses, what are they trying to say? They can do everything?
I think so. I think so. This is more reminiscent, like you said, of what EG was picking around the time of the start of ESL. RTZ was playing a lot of Ursa. I don't think the hero did get buffed in 7.25 and then subsequently nerfed, but I think they were picking it after the nerf. So they have already kind of experimented with this new Ursa.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's fallen off, it's because of like player preference and meta changes and things like that. But I definitely think they're super capable of playing it. My take on the Ursa from when I was watching EG play before
Mm-hmm.
was that with how the gold bounties work now, basically playing some hero like Ursa that's just running around killing supports instantaneously, and then dying a lot as well, just being really active. These heroes are a lot better often than some hero like an anti-mage, like a morphling, that's going to have a huge kill bounty on their head because it's very hard to kill them, and they have this massive kill streak. And you kill them, get 2,000 gold, all of a sudden the game flips around. You got some hero that basically can afford a rapier with a single kill. So I do like the Ursa, one of our TZ's favorite heroes right now. He's going to play absolutely balls to the wall. And you're right, it is a bit of a flex that they can show that they're capable of playing really fast paced. They're capable of playing the slow paced farm game. Ember also very fast paced. So I think this game is going to have a lot of fighting in it.
Yeah, I'm curious what they're going to get for possibly crit, given it could be a four-position crit Tusk, and they could get something else for Bulba. They have that flex in that department too, but I imagine it's going to be something also pretty high tempo, pretty fast there. They wager on the Beast Coast side. It's a Pango, which we've already seen the Pango Tusk pairing work pretty good. Or well, you said that game was actually a disaster, right? Was that the one where they did Pango crit and Bulba
Yeah.
Tusk? Uh,
So that could have been a disaster maybe because of the roles that they were playing. Like Crit
yeah.
was playing offlane Pango. It wasn't okay. So it does look like it's going to be
Wow.
Crit Tusk this
Yeah.
game. The debate they
Yeah.
baited them.
Unless they're, showing something totally crazy with Beastmaster. Yeah, we do wager
True.
it is a three-position Beastmaster. Just goes with the high tempo. Get this guy the good book, the Necro book, and they can really run you over. So his potential matchup, of course, being that Morphling Snapfire lane, doesn't seem too troublesome for him, especially when you have the Tusk Kicker.
I
So,
feel
go.
like you probably counterpick right now the Beastmaster, pick the carry. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it's Morphling mid because
Ah.
Morph will do really well versus an Ember Spirit.
Oh, that's right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Okay.
then you can pick something that counters the Beast. The Troll's of course quite good because you can make the boar miss. not as much of an issue. You can also slow the board. So it's quite annoying playing against a troll. He just has so many nukes. He can just kill the board from far away.
Yeah.
But with Beastmaster, I think the reason the EG wanted the Beast is not necessarily because they wanted to have a good lane. Because when you're going to get counterpicked like that, it's very likely your lane's going to be garbage anyway. It's more so who hits towers on EG before the Beast pick. They are not going to be able to hit towers. And
Very
like you
true.
said, they have this really fast tempo lineup. It is really nice to be able to run over the enemy team with kills and then actually take something from getting those kills, as opposed to just, okay, what do we do now?
Yeah, I've definitely heard two different things about these heroes or these lineups, making sure they continue to include tower hitters. Like Maven Blitz was kind of bringing forward the idea that tower hitters are just not as valuable. It's not as like we need to make sure we have tower hitters in our lineup as they used to be, which did kind of catch me off guard a bit. So maybe it could be a little bit of that. I just do imagine that if you have no way to really push objectives, it's yeah, you could end up getting a lot of kills. That's great, but if you're not pushing the pace of the game, their core is eventually going to get you, and they're going to get that big bounty you've also built up for yourself. So it just proves that, yeah, you do need to advance the chapters a bit. One fun,
Definitely.
cute little note is, Arteezy, obviously one of the rare few who have the Alpine Ursa set. It's like not many teams are able to flex this, but I remember one team that was able to flex many different cosmetics and Alpha Ursine sets, and that was the old Leviathan crew. You guys had
Hell
so
yeah.
many crazy cosmetics back then, and it felt more rare back then that people had the rare cosmetics. These days everybody's got some sort of crazy, cosmetic
That's
from maybe
true.
maybe the
Those were the
Chinese
glory
Steam
days,
market.
weren't they?
Yeah, back then it was like, oh my gosh, this guy's got the Alpine set. What are you
Oh
trying to
yeah.
say? What are you trying to say? Who are you trying to prove?
Yeah, exactly. It was a big flex back then. Dude, you could go to TI. Okay, you would go if you got a ticket to TI and you just bought stuff at the secret shop, you would make money 100% of the time.
Yeah.
You would make money, and I'm talking plane tickets. You can eat at fancy restaurants in Seattle or Vancouver, wherever it is. I'm talking hotel, Airbnb, whatever. You're gonna make money going to TI back then. I don't know so much these days.
Oh yeah, that got abused through and through, and to the point that it like got oversaturated. It seemed with people doing it and having it so much on the market, and they just kind of, I guess, restructured the whole shopping system. But those were the days, yes, when you were the
Hell, they
lucky few
were.
to go to TI, maybe get an autograph, special, unique item. But for now, they have totally abandoned the model of Alpine's a bit ridiculous. Here he is on a unicycle, taunting, clapping around.
Oh,
Well, who are you, Valve? Huh? What's ridiculous now, right?
it really is ironic to see the set that specifically was removed on the same hero that's riding a unicycle. It's like, and the one came before the other. The one
Mm-hmm.
that got removed came before the unicycle.
All
Oh
right.
God,
We'll get
what a
underway in
world.
this laning phase. Interesting trifecta setup early on here from Beast Coast to the top lane, as they have Troll in an aggressive setup, at least to start things out. Or maybe they do want to just kind of put this pressure on Arteezy as much as possible.
Yeah, this is interesting. I
Oh.
did not
Yeah,
expect this.
rotation's already coming. Fly says, I'm going to come to the top lane here. I wonder if Crit's going to hang around, and they might. They're just going to let it be a try-on-try, and they're going to leave Whisper and Beastmaster to go toe-to-toe.
That's a pretty even matchup between the Beast and the Mars, and I also think this is the first game in a long time where both the side lanes seem dead even. Like it's going to be 100% skill based who wins these.
Yeah, it's like one of those off-lane matchups where they're both going to get something. It's eventually what they're going to be able to do with it. Stinger is going to be the first blood. We watched that long-winded chase, that slow, that pesky tag team. It's so good. It's so good. And there
It's
we see.
very hard to try lane into a Tusk. The tag team. I mean, it works on as many heroes as there are standing near him. So
Yep.
the more heroes, the merrier in his eyes.
Absolutely, but Beast Coast are going to fight headstrong into this matchup. I guess we should kind of acknowledge the mid lane a little bit here. It is a interesting one with the Morphling going toe-to-toe to the Ember. You said this is a better matchup for the Morphling, and at least it's a better matchup for him to go against the Ember. But Ryoya obviously is a pretty accomplished mid laner in his own right, 9-3 to the Morphling 7. He'll just have that little bit of early advantage, but things could change as the levels come together.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of these Ember Spirit players too, they know how to play all the specific matchups. This is just one of the most spammed heroes in all of Dota.
Very feisty top lane still. Here we go. Schofield pops the Carapace, gets the shard block. Arteezy comes jumping in, and Schofield will be able to step back and turn the corner. But, you know, Fly's now level 2, and he's got the Chakra Magic, so he will be that mobile mana gas station, if you will, to fill everybody up.
And Beast Coast does have a headdress advantage in this lane too, but there's a buckler on Fly. As I say that, he's about to die.
Oh, yeah, interesting. With the buckler, not the regen heal, and there he goes down. I'm not going to say because he didn't have it, because he had a buckler, and that should help in that kind of case, but whatever it may be, it's going to be Beast Coast who get the advantage, and they take down the old man and knock one back themselves.
This is definitely going to be a Beast Coast favored tri lane. The reason I say that is because they have sticks. They all have sticks, and they have a headdress, and EG has no sticks. Okay, actually, Fly just came back with a couple of sticks.
Yep.
This is necessary.
Yes, it is. And the second he returns, they pressure forward. They put it onto Troll. The hit comes in from Crit. The shard block is there. How hard do they want to commit? They get it done. A blinding light to bump him back, but Stinger is out in front, blocks him. Oh, tries to go in for the deny, but Stinger is able to pick that one up. Will it cost his life? Nice stun there from Schofield. They turn around with the blast, but they're charging on, and then they opt to pull off. They'll give the salve to Arteezy, but the bloodshed continues. It's even now 2-2 with that.
It's crazy to think that like Schofield is playing on about 100 ping right now when you see him hit stuns like that. Like that was a just beautifully angled stun. I know he didn't hit both the heroes, but you can see exactly what he was going for there.
Yeah.
And he hit the important hero, which was hitting Arteezy on the Ursa. So it's just cool to me to see that even on such, it's like us playing to Europe, you know?
Yeah, of course.
It's
worth giving that bit of acknowledgement and an extra credit, if you will, to Beast Coast, is that these are on US East servers, so they are going to play with that little bit of a buffer, a little bit of a handicap, if you will. But these guys have been, I mean, back then, we had many NASA tournaments. Not saying that they need to deal with it or anything, but they have played on this buffer for a long, long time. I'm sure they're used to it. And they just go God mode once they are on land. As they are going on to Fly here, he is able to flex that new wand and stay alive. And now they're thinking about turning around onto Stinger. Stinger will not be able to make it out from that corner. Meanwhile, Arteezy squaring up with the other two here. He gets hit with the stun. The right clicks. Is he going to drop? He does manage to get the kill onto Troll before he falls. Schofield will manage to finish off Arteezy. And are we not done yet? The chase continues for Schofield. The shards are there. Don't go near that bounty rune. It's mine. As he picks it up for himself. Ugh. EG just pushing back in that top lane. Arteezy does lose his life, but they are wrestling here.
That was just a battle of RNG. They both had mischance. They had the Caudal Blinding Light and then the Troll Axes, and it was just a battle of who hits through the mischance. And fortunately for EG, Fly has 70% mischance. Troll is only 60.
Oh, speaking of mischance, another Whirling Axes here from the Troll. As they need to step off and get closer to where Crit is. It's hard to look away from the action here at the top lane. Just a bit short on that stun. But just looking at the CS game, it does look like it's pretty neck and neck for our offlaners. They're both getting a bit, and they're pretty narrow in net worth. Ryoya also inching a bit ahead.
Cutting.
Yeah, he's playing his own game right now, PvE style, taking the way for himself. I mean, he's already level 6. He has the Primal Roar. You know, he's got that TP in his pocket.
Yeah, he could rotate. They always have to look out for that.
Stuns on top as they add pressure onto Fly. Here comes Arteezy stepping away from the lane, thinking that he can get a kill here. The cookie onto Schofield. Bumps him out, but he loses on life. They're going to lose the courier too. Oh, and that courier had some cute little treats on it. A little bit rough there for Beast Coast.
Actually connects.
It's a wimpy little thing, but it's enough to force Schofield out this side. It's a long chase. I don't even know if it's going to be really considered space.
Dude, Crit has phase boots already. Good lord, he's huge.
Still holds 10 charges on that wand as well. Here's the snowball. A little bit of body blockage. This is just a serious manhunt right now. Oh my goodness. Clean your plate. There you go. They finally clean it off. And Their desserts will be waiting for him elsewhere in the form of probably some new items and neutral items. They leave Arteezy to the lane for himself. But, here we go again. It looks like a pretty solid laning phase for EG. I would probably consider, the mid lane's a wash, the bottom lane's a wash. If EG are kind of getting the upper hand in the top lane, so I guess it's just slightly their favor. But I could be eating my own words, Jenkins. They cookie forward the troll. They get off the whirling axes. They need a bit more. But here comes Fly. He's got the blinding light, and it looks like all's well.
He dropped a salve on Arteezy. Does that mean Bulba's gonna go top? Is that what that means? I see a salve on the floor in the fountain. Dude, Arteezy, you're nuts, man.
This guy he's playing with fire. He's playing with the limitations of this Ursa. He is still floating around like he wants to get a last hit. He's thinking about jumping in, gets hit, but it's not enough damage, and they'll finish off Stinger. And he's like, come on, troll. I'm trying to bait him out from under the tower. The blast is there. Arteezy just pushes the limitations a bit too far and goes down to pick up the salve, I guess. And Troll's going to possibly get another one. Oh, yes, he does. He gets another one. They do manage to take him down, but Whisper has suddenly shown up from the depths of the bottom lane and flexes off the first arena, securing the coddle.
What a massacre. EG playing a little over-aggressive up there. Not respecting the Troll's axes or the fact that he had the raindrops. They thought he was a lot easier to kill, but with those raindrops, none of the nukes do anything.
I guess he was just over the top lane. He plays to the full extension and now joins the bottom lane Bulba where we had waited for that first primal roar. Troll's here, and he's the victim of the gank. And he goes down. He just died. And now he's got to take another long trip out. And Chris Luck is also going to get bullied out from the lane. EG have just totally taken over this bottom lane. They've just abandoned the top lane for Mars and said, we're going bottom where the pastures are greener.
The level 4 Ursa gank. Something to be afraid of, for sure. Good lord.
Definitely a different strategy than the first game for them.
Yeah, oh god, yeah. I think ditching Mars makes a lot of sense. This hero is very difficult to play into once he gets to level 6. It's like playing into a Doom. It's basically just wait until he ults you and then you die. So nobody really wants to go against him. That's why Bulbo is cutting too.
All right, Crit may have just walked into a bit of trouble. He takes to the high ground. Not sure what he was doing, maybe on his own expedition. The rest of the team is trailing behind, but, it's for the outpost. It's 10-minute outpost time. That's right. And EG need to get one outpost for themselves. Hold on there. Looks like Crit spotted out Stinger in the river nearby Roche. Tries to block him with the shards. Here comes Whisper. Lay off old lady Stinger. Fly bumps him back. Oh, the arena going to commit a nice snowball dodge from cool. Crit. Oh, baby. Yeah.
That was really cool. He had Fly standing on the high ground, too, to give him vision of the creeps. That was such nice teamwork.
That was just
good lord.
A cute little dribble between the legs by Crit. I love it. And he slides his way out from potential trouble. That arena's going to be on cooldown. I unfortunately missed the action there, but it is Arteezy getting the upper hand onto Schofield with Bulba. And it looks like they did commit the roar for that as it's on cooldown.
Arteezy and Bulba playing together. They're just farming together, too. You'd think that this is like some support core duo, but at a certain point in Dota, if your carry is getting aggro tri-lane, maybe you need to put them with the core. Give them a little bit of space that way. Give them a couple of free kills.
Yeah, the only one not really moving around is good old Ryoya here in the mid lane. He's level 10 and has been content farming forward, mostly toe-to-toe with the Morph, with the exception of Morph, visiting that bottom lane briefly. Maybe the only reason Ember's been able to scoot ahead.
Yeah, he's actually the top net worth on Ryoya. And I totally understand him sitting and kind of chilling in the mid lane. He wants to get that Spirit Vessel. Once he has the Vessel, that counters Mars. Oh, Schofield.
Yeah.
He's sitting really low.
Lots of damage from the chain burn right there. The cookie, but he gets sniped down from Ryoya. Bulba with the swift follow-up takes out Stinger as a witness, and they just truck on forward for the tier 1. Arteezy in the meantime is farming bottom, but man, EG might just be starting to shift through and take objectives at this point.
Arteezy's so happy to just have a little bit of space. Finally, he is not used to as a baby carry player. You know how these carry players are. They're used to being spoon-fed,
Mhm.
you know? So when these players get aggro tri-lane, sometimes they need to take a little bit of mental breathing time to themselves, you know? So he's pretty happy to get this space on the bot lane. I'm surprised to see there's the miscommunications happening with the Stinger and Schofield, who's actually getting killed on the bot lane right
Yeah,
now.
he had just shown up to the bottom lane, but unfortunately for him, the EG crew was waiting in the wings. Okay, Mars says, I'm here now, let's go. Throws down the arena, and EG say, let's just take him out. He gets really close to taking out Arteezy there, but still not calculated appropriately. Stinger says, I saw the whole thing. He dies too. They're just hemorrhaging kills on the bottom lane.
Wait. How did Morphling die? Excuse me?
Wait, what? Morphling
Morphling
dead
just
in the
got
mid lane.
Solo killed by Ember.
Oh my god, nothing going
When
well
does
for
that
Beast
happen
Coast
then?
right now. I don't know.
It's 13 minutes into the game. How does a Morphling die to Ember? He has 3,000 HP. Oh, disaster.
I mean, did he have the Spirit Vessel complete by that point? Maybe flexing it for the first time
Definitely.
by chance? Yeah, and here now with the charge to use, shoves one onto Schofield, and they'll get that too. Dominating now for Ryoya on this Ember Spirit. EG 19-7. The top 3 net worth are their 3 cores. Wow, I thought the last game things got out of control real fast for EG. They're trying to break that record now, and they just segue right into the Roche Pit. Do Beast Coast even bother at this point?
They do have the Snap ulti, but it's just Snapfire. That's it.
She's snap ulting, but she's a crispy, snapple little treat for Ryoya as he just finds her and takes her out. I mean, they see that the Morphling's bottom lane, and he's not looking to get involved with this, so EG know if they spot anyone out, they're just going to quickly rush him down. Oh, the shard block's there onto the troll, and he's thinking he's got to turn and fight, but the problem is that they got that big bad ball. The Will-O-Wisp going to be dropped right on top of him. Take down to Schofield, take down to the troll. It is just looking bad for Beast Coast here.
And with the Beastmaster, it's not like they can't end the game right now. They can just run down lanes and end. Chris Luck.
Oh,
looks
man.
like he's
There's
just
the
given up.
Spirit. This might be a preview of what we missed. This time, yeah, he knows he's not getting away. Certainly with Crit showing up. I don't know. 8K advantage. We're just getting to the 15-minute mark. They're pushing in for Tier 2 in the mid lane. You know, Bulba didn't even have to go for a Necro book. He got the early hood and the Helm of Dominator. Okay, here we go. A jump onto Arteezy. It's for the Aegis, though. Deny the tower, yes. We'll take that one. But EG not pumping off. They're right on the front doorstep, and they're not done yet. They take out Schofield. They have a pipe, and Troll is scratching Arteezy. He's back scratching him with these axes. It feels like nothing. He's in ult form. They're going to pull him off a bit, but he does go down. I mean, Jenkins, is this they might just call it. This is crazy.
This looks over. This. Chris Luck is just fighting to the death. He doesn't care.
I think even Beast Coast have accepted that this one's pretty over, by the way. They're just throwing themselves into the fight here. I mean, maybe they want it over sooner, but this game seems to be all EG. You know, I feel bad. I'm trying to incorporate Vlad's cool pepper system by saying, you know, this is a 2 bald eagle type of game. I did not know that Hector was not going to be playing. I'm not trying to say that that's the sole reason it didn't work out, but I was not anticipating Evil Geniuses coming in and making this emphatic statement right now, as Troll also just dies yet again.
Yeah, I would not expect this either, just given that. I mean, I suppose that this EG lineup does have practice with these stand-ins, and maybe Beast Coast doesn't. Maybe that's it. Okay, Bulba might die. Schofield with the solo kill.
Get something and then GG out. Oh, they can't even get the Bulba. Oh, man. I mean,
Bulba's too fat.
beyond godlike streak on the Ember Spirit, if you could somehow pop that pinata. But look at Mars. He's just pirouetting around with a Spirit Vessel. You know, at this point, I think Beast Coast are just Just having a laugh, having a gaff, if you will. Okay, there's the GG call. Good,
No?
because I felt like we
So
were watching a frickin' murder, Jenkins. My God.
I'm not into that sort of thing.
Yeah, that is just like, please let it stop, please. Dang.
BTS K-pop.
Woo. All right.
Schofield, out of his mind.
Yeah. BTS K-pop. What does that mean? Is it like I guess it's the K-pop group BTS.
It's the K-pop group.
I was thinking of K-pop Toast. Shouts to that, man, wherever you are, Brian. Okay, wow, Jenkins, what a doozy of a first series that we're in for. It's Evil Genius is taking the 2-0, but as we were just mentioning, I don't think a series that we expected to go so one-sided.
Definitely. The first game was a lot more even, for sure. There was glimmers of hope, and that's even with a very strange sort of draft from Beast Coast. And I expected that with something that was a little more standard in the second game that it wouldn't look anywhere near as bad. But I suppose that's just the nature as well of a draft like Ember, Coddle, Ursa, Beastmaster, is that when it looks bad, it looks really bad because these heroes are they're all snowball heroes. And then there's Tusk, that's literally a snowball hero.
Yep.
So this is the definition of just taking over a game. And that they did. They took Roche. They had Ursa to take Roche. They had Beastmaster to take buildings. They had Ember Spirit Vessel to kill the Morph. Honestly, that was like the best Spirit Vessel game I've seen in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Counters a Morphling, counters the Mars, counters the Troll, can't heal during the ult. It's even pretty good against Nyx and Snapfire because both of these heroes have a decent amount of HP. And Nyx, you can proc the Carapace with a really low damage instance, so it's pretty nice.
I would certainly agree with that. You know, Evil Geniuses had that tri-lane setup, but they have some of the best supports you could ask for in that laning setup. You have Tusk, who has tag team, who is just going to put absolute, like, hideous amounts of damage onto your support staff, and then a Coddle Kicker who has the Blinding Light. So just in case they're getting a good approach onto the Ursa, he'll just Blinding Light them back. And yeah, there were some bad RNG moments, but just the way that tri-lane transpired, it was just bound to be disaster.
That used to be a rule for people. I remember that was a common rule in like Pro Dota was you do not tri-lane into a Coddle because he just has, well, back in the day it was because of the Illuminate. You know, he can just worst case Chakra Magic and just spam push the lane out. And I think Blinding Light's pretty similar. It's it pushes the creep wave, it causes mischance on. You can have infinity units standing in that circle, and it's going to put mischance. It's AoE, right? So tri-lanes, you prefer if there's more heroes. So it is just very difficult tri-lane.
All right, awesome stuff. That was just our first series of the day. Don't worry, though. We have more to come. Our follow-up series after this is going to be Cloud9 versus Thunder Predator. So we are going to cut to a break, but when we come back, more Dota, so don't go too far.